This episode is brought to you by Shalott, Hatton and Banker. Denver is built on people who look out for each other. At Shalott, Hatton and Banker, that's exactly how they approach personal injury law. When you're seriously injured, your case is more than a claim. It's your health, your family, and your future. For more than 40 years, Shalott, Hatton and Banker has provided injured Coloradans with experienced, personalized representation focused on what matters most to each client. Learn more at shalottlaw.com. That's CHALAT law.com, or call 720-792-7322 for a free consultation. This episode is brought to you by Blue Sky Plumbing. The new school year is starting, and that means busy mornings and nasty new germs floating around the house. Or if you're like me, you got cats spreading dookie particles. Hey, they're plumbers. They know about dookie particles. Anyway, Blue Sky Plumbing has some back-to-school savings that have got you covered. Save $500 on a tankless water heater, $100 on a home surge protector, $150 on an active gold air purifier, and 10% off water quality product installs. Get your home ready for the new season. Visit blueskyplumbing.com and check out all of our back-to-school offers for plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical.
Welcome to CityCast Denver. I'm Adrian Felix, and here's what Denver's talking about. Today, we are talking about the state of VO in Denver, Pay What You Can Ballet, our wins and fails of the week, and a special bonus segment for neighbors about how people are already feeling around the mayoral race. Hello, happy Friday, Denver. We have made it, and I'm super excited about today because we are here with my new favorite regular contributor, Michelle Jackson. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. I have to say, after our episode earlier, that I was like expecting it to go one way, and then it didn't go that way at all. And it was like so funny to me that after it happened, I've been laughing about it all week. And that's really good. That's how I knew that you were like my new favorite contributor.
Yay, that made my day, and we'll see what happens today.
We'll see what happens today. It's the question of all our episodes is, do you feel like a clown? And maybe it's the question for today. Never for Michelle, though. So our first topic of today, I'm not sure if you've noticed, Michelle. I've seen it because this is a topic that truly brings out my inner Karen. There are like two things that drive me crazy in the city. One, pets that are walking around unleashed by their owners. That's the first one. The second one is people leaving like rentable scooters and rentable bikes in our pathways, on our sidewalks, using them on our sidewalks, which is prohibited. And so in May, the city launched their relationship with VO, who is now kind of like the main rental for scooters and bikes in the city. I have seen them all over our sidewalks. Is this something that you've noticed?
I've absolutely noticed this, and I have lots of thoughts.
Well, it's relevant because in Westward this week, we had an article from one of my favorite reporters in the Colorado area, Hannah Metzger, who talked about that the city is reviewing their contract with VO because they allegedly haven't been following the rules and the guidelines per the law and their contract about mitigating this kind of stuff. So what are your takes?
I don't know how we're supposed to manage the riders of these scooters when a large percentage of them do not live in the city.
Sure.
It is my view that a lot of people who are on these scooters come from other cities that don't have micromobility options like this. And they come to Denver and they act like it's like hot Disneyland. And they take a gummy and they get excited and they zoom around everywhere. Woo! Like whoop it around. and it pisses me off. And I want, and like, how do we manage that? How do we communicate to these folks that they're not supposed to be on the sidewalks? Now, we're not saying be on I-70 like that couple of years ago. That's a bad idea. But it's just, and then there's no helmets. Quite frankly, there's no helmets. So I personally would not want to ride a high speed little micro mobility device on a sidewalk or excuse me, in the street without a helmet. So there's,
Sure.
I think, layers to this.
Sure. And what I think you alluded to a very great point that is a larger part of this discussion is whose responsibility is it to tell people that are using these scooters and bikes the rules of the road and where they can and cannot go? A large part of it is that it should be VO. And from what they've said, that they're implementing and planning to, unleash and do all of these things at a future date. It doesn't solve any of the problems now. And the second thing that you talked about is a huge one for me and why I refuse to partake in riding any of these things is the idea of a helmet. Now, obviously, if you know that you're going to be using it on a daily basis, that would be my recommendation, is to go ahead and get yourself a helmet. But as you just said, most of the people that are using this service don't have that.
I don't know why, but you said unleash, I think, and I was like, unleash the Kraken.
It should be like, where's the authority? Where's the accountability? So here's the thing, is that, there's obviously something to be said about VO being able to hold people accountable. What they told, I guess, Hannah Metzger was that the things that they are looking at include like suspending people's membership if they don't follow the rules. But the other part of it, and I think that this is the part of it that drives me the most crazy, is that a lot of it is just common sense. Like, don't obstruct the sidewalk. And it really, like I said, my inner Karen, I'm about to fume, that I know that there are so many in our community who are disabled and like need sidewalks to be able to move about the city. And when I see it, and I'm a morning runner, it's my favorite thing to do in Denver. When I have the ability to run around, right? And I'll huff and puff. I even took a photo today because I was like angry. But like, many people don't have that ability, and it just makes it more difficult for them. And, it's one of those things that in theory, I love the idea of like expanding our ability to move about the city. I do think that that's a good thing, but everybody needs to be on the same page so that we could all be good neighbors to each other.
But again, a lot of these people aren't our neighbors, and they're not invested.
But it's common sense.
But here's the thing.
Sense.
It feels like it's common sense, but we're dealing with a lot of people who, quite frankly, don't care about us. And I say that like as us, as just other fellow people on the planet. I will also say that when I see these vehicles obstructing access, I move them. I huff and puff because I'm pissed off.
Sure.
But I move them because I'm just thinking, what if it's a mom who needs to push their stroller? What if it's a person in a wheelchair or similar device? What if it's someone who has a walker? I think a lot of people forget that one day they might be that person.
Sure.
If they are lucky enough to get older, they are likely to be that person. And so I always move those freaking devices because, one, it just pisses me off. Two, it's being a good neighbor. But quite frankly, a lot of these people don't care because they're not our neighbors.
Sure.
And there you go.
Well, just a few statistics that I wanted to share that were in this story. Ridership is up.
I'm sure.
We went from 16,000 weekly rides through April to now June at 26,500 rides weekly.
Wow.
Last year, there were a record 1,868 patients in hospitals for scooter-related incidents, and 8 are deaths. And this includes a 13-year-old boy just last month.
Oh my God.
Just in case, our listeners don't know, you are supposed to be 18 and above in order to ride this stuff. So just something to think about, like, don't let your kids on this, especially if they don't have a helmet. But I was curious if you have any injury stories to share, because I have tons of friends who have broken both arms, who have like flown off of these things.
What was the name of the old one? I can't remember, but I remember when they were still in town, and I'm walking down the street, and there's an ambulance coming because this girl had popped off on the sidewalk. She was on the sidewalk, but she had like a head injury, I believe, and they had to get the ambulance for her. I will also mention that last week I saw a family using the Veos, and they had a little kid on it. And so I think one part of the conversation we do need to start having is when we're using micromobility in lieu of like having or owning a car, that might mean that people are going to transport the family, i.e. also kids, because this is the way they're able to get around. And I think we haven't talked about that enough, specific to these devices.
Well, I think you make a great point, because I learned about the minor situation today. I was thinking that truthfully, that this would be aimed towards young people who are like, want to go to school, want to go to the library, want to make a quick run to 7-Eleven. So to hear that they're like not in this, yet I do see it happening all the time, it's just very worrisome.
I just feel like people are in, if they're relying on it as transit because they need to get from place to place versus as fun as a visitor, it's a completely different calculation. Gas is $4.19. Yesterday it was like $4.19. I saw at one of the stations. Maybe you're just like, this is going to be cheaper to get all of us around, to run errands. And I didn't realize that the kids couldn't be on it. How is Veo communicating this to their writers? I just feel like I'm nearsighted. I wear contacts. I don't know if the itty bitty print is something I'm going to be able to literally see. So I need a video. And I feel like it's 2026. It's not like that's a complicated ask. Give me a video, and then I can't plead ignorance that I didn't watch it.
It will be very interesting to see, like I said, the upcoming tech that they're planning to roll out, like I said, unleash upon the world so that they can get this problem solved. And they should, because as the article mentions, that the city is reviewing it. And a lot of this was, you said you could deliver this. Where is it? So I think with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, we are going to be talking about Bridge to Ballet and Pay What You Can tickets.
This episode is brought to you by Denver Health. Charlotte Olson suddenly couldn't speak or text. She assumed it was a panic attack, but it was a stroke. She drove herself to Denver Health, where the care team diagnosed her quickly and got her the treatment she needed. Doctors traced the cause to a small, common heart defect most people never know they have, and Charlotte had it fixed. Today, she's fully recovered. Denver Health was recently certified as a primary stroke center, giving stroke patients faster diagnosis and coordinated treatment from the moment they arrive through recovery. If something feels off, don't wait it out like Charlotte almost did. Get checked. Every second matters. At Denver Health, they're with you for life's journey. Learn more at den.health/stroke. That's den.health/stroke. This episode is brought to you by the Regional Air Quality Council. This August, set the summer trend. In addition to more visible wildfire smoke, ground-level ozone is the Colorado Front Range's biggest air quality issue and a leading cause of respiratory problems. Want to protect your health on bad air days? Here are some easy steps. On high ozone days, avoid outdoor exercise or heavy exertion between noon and 8 p.m. Still want to get outside? Plan ahead and get out there earlier in the morning or late at night when levels are still lower. On days with a multiple pollutants alert for smoke and ozone, all Front Range residents should reduce prolonged or heavy exertion like lengthy or intense exercise. Want to know when it matters most to take these steps? Sign up for summer ozone alerts. Text Better Air CO to 21000 or sign up for emails at the Simple Steps Better Air website. And learn more ways to protect your health and stay cool at the Simple Steps blog online. You can learn more and help improve air quality in the Colorado Front Range at simplestepsbetterair.org.
And we're back. So I'm super excited for this story. This was a pitch by our contributor, Michelle, which I absolutely loved as soon as I read it. So it's this idea that Colorado Ballet is launching 2 initiatives to kind of be more inclusive to people in the state of Colorado who may not be able to regularly afford these kinds of events and theaters. And so essentially the 2 are the Bridge to Ballet, as well as Pay What You Can tickets. The Bridge to Ballet initiative is about giving tickets, for free to certain nonprofits or people that help the community. And the second one being Pay What You Can. It's a program that's where can you pay us within your range of how much you make so that you can be included in this type of art?
So one of the things that I loved about this story is just that it recognizes that um, regardless of finances, people deserve to have access to things. And quite honestly, there are a lot of people in the city who might be doing okay, but they're like, we're doing okay, but having access to something beautiful like this would be a little bit of a squeeze. And so that could be like a teacher, your favorite teacher. It could be someone who's a social worker. It could be people who you are working hard and they would love a special treat, but they're not paying, they're not able to right now pay hundreds of dollars for like a sports game or something like that.
Mm.
And so I brought this up because I absolutely love this type of initiative. That's part of the like funding that the SFFD, like we pay taxes into that. So that's why we have free days across the city. I'm not saying that SFD is part of this, but I'm just saying having a programming like this comes out of things like taxes like that. And so I want for people to know that this is available to them. And I just want to applaud the Colorado Ballet, who does a wonderful job. I started doing ballet as a kid when I was like three and a half, 4.
I love that.
So I just love what they do. I love their performances, and I want as many people as possible to know that this is available to them. I also want to bring up the DCPA, the Denver Center for Performing Arts. There are shows that decide to provide what's called rush tickets, where an hour before the show, you can get a ticket like deeply, deeply discounted. And so this past season, I was able to go to several shows because of that. And I thought it was just fantastic. It puts butts in seats. That's kind of like budget agnostic. Like there were like rich moms who were there with me, and like it was just a really cool way to experience the arts. So I just want to also bring up that program as well.
Our good producer Lizzie also said that Arvada Sana does rush tickets as well. But what I wanted to add to this conversation was like the timeliness. And one thing that I really appreciated about reading about this was that Colorado Ballet was very clear that financially they're in a very good place. They have no problem selling tickets. They said that this was truthfully from the heart about wanting to be inclusive to like different audiences, which I was like super, super appreciative of. But I find the timing very interesting because I don't know if you heard about this, but actor Timothée Chalamet, he made big news when he went on a podcast and said that ballet and opera is dead because no one cares about this anymore. Do you think that comment bears any truth? And do you think Colorado Ballet is maybe proving him right or wrong?
So first of all, I had completely forgotten about that. So now I'm mad again because he made me mad when he said that. I love that they're like, hey, we got the money. We can, it speaks to how organizations can decide to do how they do things in a way that reflects what they care about and their values. I will say, as an adult, I'm starting ballet at Cleo Parker Robinson's studio. So I'm super excited. I'm going to start taking ballet classes again. And that actually has been on my list for a while. And I actually saw her a couple of days ago at the Welton Street Cafe. It was so awesome. I fangirled. It was really embarrassing. So I think that Timothy was completely wrong. I think that there's a reason why Tom Holland's Umbrella video is so popular. He is classically trained as a ballet dancer. And so that's why he was able to tear it up on that video. And I think that there are a lot of men and women and folks who embrace ballet as adults. And that's why the classes are full.
So the Umbrella video Michelle was referring to in this conversation was when actor Tom Holland appeared on the TV show Lip Sync Battle in 2017 and did a fabulous dance to Rihanna's song Umbrella. But I guess my last question for you on this topic is, where would you like to see this trend go? Like, who else should be thinking about doing this kind of stuff?
Truthfully, all of our sports teams.
All
of our sports teams. I think that there are numerous opportunities to have like a game or two or three or four or five, because some of these seasons are so long, where they have tickets where people are able to pay what they can. I think there's some leagues where it kind of is like that, in the sense that the tickets are very reasonably priced. So like, I'm a huge Colorado Mammoth fan. Those tickets are really well priced. And so it's very accessible to families. The fans are amazing. Like, it's just a really good time. But I think there are other teams where that could be an opportunity. And they're probably like, Michelle, no. But I'm just saying, like, there's opportunities.
But with that said, where I was going to go was with like concerts with like really big stars. Yes. It's like, that a lot of these people have no problem selling seats. And I think with like current complaints about things like Ticketmaster, they are probably the ones that are like in the best financial situation that could find programs like this, just to include people, right, who may not be able to afford things. So that's where I stand on it.
There are programs like that, but I feel like Access might have one, and then there's maybe a Live Nation $25 ticket sale at the end of spring. I've looked at them before, and it's usually some of the concerts actually make sense, but I think sometimes the timing has been an issue for me personally. Don't forget, we have Levitt Pavilion that offers free concerts and concerts at really reasonable prices. So I do want to shout them out. They are a nonprofit.
Levitt Pavilion is even definitely my favorite, just being able to enjoy outdoors and be with community and neighbors. And I would absolutely recommend that one. Next, CityCast neighbors will hear a special segment just for them about our mayoral race fatigue. Become a neighbor by joining our membership program at membership.citycast.fm. Let's go ahead and get to our wins and fails of the week. As always, I love to end with our wins of the week so that we end on a good note. I always feel like that. So my fail of the week is Congressman Gabe Evans. Within this last week, as reported by 9 News, he was confronted by Marshall Zellinger. And he was confronted about his vote in regards to SNAP benefits and the changes that were made. And in specific, he was asked about how many people in your district in CD8 are going to lose access to food because of your vote and this passing. And he was unable to answer. And to me, it's just a major fail, because it just shows that like basic tenets of being an elected official in 2026 can't be met, because he hasn't had a public town hall. He's done like telephone stuff, which doesn't count to me. I believe that you should be like facing your constituents face to face. But he is unable to answer for cutting off access to SNAP benefits. And it's just like, obviously CD8 will have to like make this decision in November about whether they want to keep him or move on. But like, what does it say that like our elected officials just can't do the bare minimum? It doesn't make any sense to me.
It does frustrate me when we're able to easily gotcha our elected officials.
Right. That it's that easy to like just go and say, what about this? And then not receive an answer.
Should I do my fail? One of my fails?
No, yeah, go ahead and do your fail.
Okay. So this one's ridiculous, but whatever. Sometimes we have to be lighthearted. We have no idea who is on this year's Nuggets team. And as a person who loves sports ball, I don't know what's happening. I am so confused right now. The schedule is about to be released the day that we're recording this, but literally I have no idea who's on the team. I don't know what's happening right now. And I am so excited about basketball. I want to go to Mexico City for the Nuggets Mexico City game, even though it's sold out. Like, can I be someone's +1? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I have no idea who's on the team.
So my question for you is that, are you a Nuggets fan to the point of that it doesn't matter who's on the team?
Yes, but I want to know who's on the team.
See, because that's with me, like, because I'm not a sports ball fan. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's like,
I understand.
You can get me to a game and I'll sit there and like drink and like, spill tea with my friends. So I'm not watching the game. So like, but that said, when it comes to certain teams, and I think that the Nuggets may be one of them, it doesn't matter to me. Like, they're one of the teams that I think that we're like most proud of. I think that's like the feel. I think that they do well. I can't like specifically tell you.
You're not a sports ball person.
No, but I know that I love the Nuggets. Like, I'll say that.
So here's my other. I have two fails.
Actually. Give it.
The
give
other
it to
one's
me.
a lot more serious.
Give it
so
to me.
I spent a few days up in the mountains because I was losing my mind, like literally losing my mind with the weather. There came a point where I was having a breakdown, like a mental health crisis. And so I'm being serious. Like, I was just almost in tears with this heat. So I was up in Silverthorne and it was fabulous. But what was concerning was the levels in Lake Dillon. Oh my God. I don't think I was really prepared for how low it is currently. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what we can do. I don't know what can happen. I'm hoping that the monsoons really kick in. I'm hoping that we get a ridiculous amount of snow, but I'm going to say the water levels are low. We've got a lot of people in cities who don't want to conserve water. And I'm very actually excited that it looks like Denver Water is signaling that they are going to start really leveling fines to people who are using too much of our very precious resource. There is no water up in that thing. It is empty. It feels very empty to me.
What I'll say is that I completely agree that I think it should behoove our municipalities to really crack down, because it's just not a small situation. Like, this is like life and death for a lot of people in terms of our wildfire, in terms of like water availability. What I will do on my part is I will be conscientious about my water use, but I will also do a rain dance, because that's what Puerto Ricans would do to like help the situation. So I'm like, yes, bring it down. But to go ahead and end, let's do our wins of the week. Go ahead, Michelle.
I am so happy right now because on the day we're recording, it's clear that the monsoon is coming in. It is a beautiful, beautiful under 80-degree day.
Beautiful.
I can hear my thoughts. Like, I feel I'm not sweaty. I'm not frustrated. Like, I feel so good. It has not been a good summer for me, guys. 100 degrees every day is not my jam. Okay. And so today, just having the weather kind of start being like, okay, guys, I'm gonna ease off on you. Glorious.
Beautiful. Well, I hope that it like is like a new thing, that it's not like a one-off where we're just going to enjoy a few nice days of cool and then it gets back to super hot. So prayers that isn't the case. But my win of the week is something that I'm super excited about. Rhino is getting a new champagne bar. Called La Vie en Rose. And it's like this beautiful, like upscale cocktail bar that serves drinks with a specialty for champagne. This is like the type of like Denver upscale thing that I love. And they're opening on Labor Day weekend, which is perfect because I'm a September Virgo. It's my birthday time.
You're a Virgo?
I am, yes. I'm a double Virgo, moon in Libra. And so I have a preference to like be treated very well during my birthday. And when I read this is another call to my family and friends that I've been making through the past few weeks, that like, just ideas of like where you should probably take me. La Vie en Rose. Like, I'm so excited for this. This is like my gig.
I have another place to suggest.
Oh, tell me. Yes,
it's
please.
High on my list, and I'm very excited about it. It's a high-end Chinese place called Blossom. It's in the Highlands. It is absolutely stunning. Like, unbelievable. Okay. I cannot wait to go there. The food looks amazing. I don't even understand how Denver now has a place like this. It's Blossom by SYC, I think.
Okay.
It looks stunning. 4.8 stars so far. even though I'm not into all that, but whatever. It looks like phenomenal. So I cannot wait to go.
Well, I'm looking at it now, and like I said, it's just one more thing for my family to consider for my birthday, because it is coming up. Well, Michelle, this was wonderful. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your weekend.
Thank you for having me.
That's all for today here on CityCast Denver. Our producers this week were Paul Caroli, Olivia Jewel Love, and Lizzie Goldsmith. Adrian Gonzalez is our post-producer. Michelle Polizzi writes our morning newsletter. Bree Davies is our host, and I'm Adrian Felix, your guest host. Our music is by Los Mocochetes, with additional mixing by Tyler Lindgren. Our ad music is by Cuba Quartet, courtesy of epidemicsound.com. If you haven't already, subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Follow us on Instagram at CityCast Denver and tell a friend about us the next time you see them. And thanks to our new neighbor, Andrew R., who just joined our membership program. You can support this show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Denver neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. You can sign up for our daily newsletter and learn more about us at denver.citycast.fm. Bye, guys.
Oh God, you guys, I made notes and then I forgot where I put them. Oh my God. I'm going to grab my notes.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Lizzie, you're going to have fun cutting this up. Sorry, girl.
I was so prepared. I'm so mad right now, but whatever. I found it.
Woo!
I found it. Okay.